actually get started now. Although there's quite a low participant this week, but thank you again for joining in this week's webinar. This will be recorded and you can always rewatch this after as well if you would like to go back to the videos, or if there's any missing features that you missed during the webinars, you can always go back and check it again. So just a quick introductions of myself. I'm Sarah. I'm from Customer Success at Blue. This week's is very special because we do have a guest on this week's webinar from Mäd Team. So we have John from Mäd. Hello, thank you for joining. Yes, so John will be helping us today on showcasing how to run an agency on Blue. So Blue is, so Mäd is also a part of Blue company as well, and we've been running Mäd for quite a while now, and Blue was built to run Mäd as well. So John will actually elaborate more on this after. So if you could say hello, it'd be nice.
Hey everyone, nice to meet you. Happy to be here. Looking forward to walking you through Blue and talking about Mäd a bit.
Okay, awesome. So if you have any questions during the webinars, please leave in the chat box. We're very happy to help answering any questions that you're stuck on, or any feature or any agency related topic that you would like to ask John as well. He'll be very happy to help. So this week webinar again is going to be about how to run an agency on Blue. I will be doing a quick introductions of how Blue works, just so that we can have a little bit of idea on the structure, and then John will take over after showing how Mäd Team actually use Blue to run their agency as well. Okay, so let me just quickly turn off my video just so that I can have a better connection the internet. And let me share a proper full screen. Okay, so please let me know if you're able to see my screen now. It'll be very helpful to help. Normally I do have a dual monitor, but since today I'm actually at the Mäd's office doing this webinar. So it will be very helpful if you could share with us if you're able to see my screen.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so once you walk into Blue, once you sign into Blue, you have your companies. I do have a lot of companies here because I do a lot of customer success work. And by that, I do also come in here and check to see if there's any issue with our customers' profile or customers' accounts. I would just quickly come in and check as well. So these are the companies. So if you're very new to Blue, this is very helpful just so that you know the structure. But if you're already a pro Blue user, or you've been using Blue for a while now, this is something that one of very basic features as well that I'm going to share today. And then we have recent projects. So these just quickly get into all the projects that you recently was in. So it doesn't matter if you're in a different company, it shows in the recent project as well. So let me just go to Blue. Okay, so quickly, I just want to talk about some of our homepage feature. We have recent active people. We do have recent activity where it shows all the comments, all the new to-do created on Blue. It will show up in the recent activity, and then you can see the recent active people as well, where you'll see any team members who's currently active, and then you also have your My To-Do overdues reminder. So we do remind you if you're missing any of the to-dos as well. And then we click on here. So this would be like a fuller page, like a view all of all activity. So all of activity here will come from all of these projects here as well. So as you can see, it comes in like different project. It shows here customer support or Blue AQ. I can also quickly go back here and see if I miss on any date and just filter it out. So let's say I want to filter out like Wednesday. That sorry, notes a bit. Okay, so we can see like on Wednesday, I can filter and go back in as well. And then we also have My To Do. So the My To Do section is just a daily to-do where you can just come in and check and see if there's any to-do that's overdue or anything that's upcoming. And then we also have calendars. So this is the company's wide calendar where you can check in and see all of the to-dos from all of these projects that has a due date. So at Blue, we have companies and then we have project. And within the project, you have your list. So this is what we call lists, and this is what we call the to-do. And within to-do, you have like the default field, like the title, the due date, assignees, where you can assign team members, tags, email, phone numbers. So these are all checklist items. But when we walk you through the agency topic, we'll show you a lot more details on how the Mäd team actually use a custom field to run an agency as well. So that's just some of the main introduction, and then you can also switch to different views if you're more comfortable with like calendar view or list or even database. If you're more of like a spreadsheet person, you can use a database view. It works almost the same and it's very, very handy. And then we also have map view. So if you're someone who works with like a lot of different projects with different locations, so map view is very, very handy as well. As you can see here, I have a location pinned. So that is one of our location custom fields. And then we also have discussions and updates. So discussions and updates are just one thing that you can communicate with your team members. So discussions, of course, if you bring up any topics or if you want to discuss any new design or anything, definitely you post in a new topic for your, for your other team members. And then you also have updates. This is something that Mäd team used a lot from what I can see is that we do updates on a daily basis. So we have like daily updates like this so that everyone in the team is aware of what you're doing that day. We also have files. So in case you didn't know, we do have unlimited file storage on Blue. So you can upload as many files as you want, and then also forms as well. Okay, sorry. So with form, you can gather any informations. You just drag and drop all of your custom field to the form and build the form as well. You also have your people. So one thing about Blue is that you can actually invite your clients on to the project and let them be a part of the project as well. And this is something that really helped the agency by letting the client be a part of the project. They do feel like they do feel a lot special as well, I would say. And then they can keep track of everything, you keep track of all the work. So you don't have to go back and forth and update them on like the small things. They can just come onto Blue and check to see if there's anything that they miss. You can also create your own template as well for your company. So that is one thing that I find very helpful, very handy, like for example, web design. So a lot of agencies do use the template just so that they have already built structure, like for example, landing page, anything like that. So they don't have to come back in and create templates again. Also with project, you can actually copy the project as well if you like. You can choose like where you want to, what you want to be copied across, like even custom field, people. So you can actually copy project as well on Blue. So you don't have to come in and recreate anything again and again. Okay, so let me just quickly go back into the topic of how Blue was built, and then also some of the issues and how Mäd team actually used Blue to run the agency as well. So there's just a few issues on how Blue was built and to solve those issues. So definitely client onboarding, miscommunications, other tools can get so expensive, especially when you want to add on like new team members or new seats. This can get really expensive. With Blue, it's just a one payment, like $50 a month, and then you'll be able to have as many users as you want, unlimited storage, and then unlimited projects. So it's just a one fee instead of just doing add-ons as well. And then also it just helps the team better to quickly come in. If you hire a new team member, recruitment is a lot easier with Blue. They don't find it difficult to get started. They can get started and start working right away. So that's just one of the main perks about Blue and which is why we built Blue to solve this agency for Mäd. I'm gonna let John as well to elaborate more on this, on these issues, and also how it helps his clients as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'm on my 10-minute marks. I'm just gonna pass the mic on to John, and so that he can share his experience with Blue. Also, a quick introduction again. Sorry. Today we have our senior partner at Mäd. He's also the head of projects. So please welcome John.
Thanks. Thank you. Pleasure to meet everyone. Thank you for joining the webinar. I'm going to share my video as well, so you guys can have a look. Can everyone see that? Yeah, there you go. Great. Yep. Nice to meet everyone. My name is John. I am one of the senior partners at Mäd. We're based in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, which is also, we share the head office with Blue. So I'll elaborate a bit more about how Blue came about, starting with Mäd. So Mäd essentially is a digital creative consultancy. Initially, it was founded about 7 years ago. We started off as more marketing web design agency, and over the past 2-3 years, we've moved towards really digital transformation. So by that, we do a lot of UX UI design. We do a lot of websites. We do strategic advising for business and operations for large enterprises, mostly in the financial and banking sector. So we work with all the major banks here. We also work with large public organizations such as UN, UNDP, Save the Children, and GIZ, just to name a few. It's really interesting times right now for Mäd in Cambodia as an emerging country. We're seeing a lot of people moving towards, the pen and paper age, towards the digital age. So there's a lot of digital products that need to be developed. So our team, essentially, we're a small but lean team. We have about 15 team members. And amongst those, we have maybe 4 or 5 UX UI designers. One of our other senior partners, Kieran, who's British, has a master's in UX design. We have also mobile, Android, and iOS developers. We have backend developers who do software development, as well as WordPress backend development for larger tools and integrations. We also have a graphic design and branding team for like that. We can offer a full range of service to all our clients, no matter what they need. So our role is really in terms of consultancy. We come in and advise clients. Our approach is a bit different. That's what's being offered on the market right now. We like to understand clients' needs, their long-term goals. We really get involved with business decisions. We help them pick vendors, and we essentially help them plan their digital roadmap for years. So we're more involved in long-term partnerships. So that being said, we, as Mäd started off, I think like most agencies or companies, we used project management softwares. So obviously, my background, before we get into that, is, I've worked in sales, I've worked in customer success, I've worked in project management for the past 15 years. I've worked in SaaS services as well. So I'm very familiar with CRMs and softwares and cloud softwares and project management softwares. So, Mäd initially started using things like, Asana, Kanban boards, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. And as we used those, we discovered, a lot of them were very convoluted, sometimes complicated. And our founder at Mäd, Manny, who also founded Blue, decided to start designing his own thing and saying, hey, can we make something simple that's to the point, with the overlaying goal of, having all communications in one channel, right? I'm sure most of you who work or manage projects or work in companies, sometimes there's WhatsApp, there's Telegram, there's email, there's private messages, and things get lost in the mix. Things get lost in translation. So Blue is really the solution, the simple solution to say, hey, everything is in one channel. There's an audit trail. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody can keep up to date, and it's simple to use. You know, I will go through the onboarding phase briefly, but, you know, I'm able to onboard clients to Blue within 5-10 minutes, and it's pretty, you know, self-explanatory. It's pretty easy to use, very user-friendly. So yeah, that's kind of how Blue came about. And it's been working really well. I think now Blue is in a few hundred countries, and with over 5,000 companies using it now across the globe. So it's been a pretty good success up to now. So yeah, that's kind of a bit about me and Mäd and how Blue came about. I don't know if you guys have any questions on that. Please drop them in the chat. Feel free to interrupt at any time by writing in the chat. Yeah, so I think at this point, it'd be worth it to kind of show you guys how I use Blue kind of on a day-to-day basis. How I onboard clients, and kind of, you know, I spend pretty much, you know, my day in Blue managing projects. So you'll get to see from my perspective how that works. So I'm going to go ahead now and share my screen.
Okay, let me turn off my screen quickly.
Yeah,
okay, again, while John is sharing the screen, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave in the chat. If you have any features, questions as well, please leave in the chat. I'm very happy to help as well. Also, this is just a quick reminder that this is not actually the project that we're working on. This is actually a meta project, just because we don't want to reveal any of the Mäd's clients' confidential information as well. So it's almost the exact same as well, but then with John, he will explain it a little bit more further on this as well. So yeah, just catch up on that.
yeah, thanks. Yeah. So yeah, these are obviously mock projects that we did. I kind of, Sarah kind of put together to-do lists from other projects just as inspiration, so we don't reveal any private information of our clients. Right now, what I'm using is the web browser version of Blue in the beta version. So the beta version will have kind of new features that are released that are not fully available on the desktop application. So Blue obviously is accessible via mobile, tablet, so Android and iOS. You also have the Blue app that you can download for Windows or Mac. Yeah, so I'm using the browser version right now. I'll just make it full screen so it's clearer for everyone to see. Yeah, there you go. I just want to hide this. Give me 1 second.
It's hidden. It's okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so basically, this is kind of, well, your layout of Blue. When you'll sign in, you'll be brought to your home. So Sarah kind of walked you through that already. You can see all the recent activity throughout your entire projects, which is a nice little dashboard view. People who have been recently been on. The all activity is nice as well. You can see all the most recent updates to the to all projects as well, with timestamps and dates that you can see. Sometimes when you'll have a lot of projects, it gets a little cramped in here. So what I usually do when I sign into Blue is I'll have these little notifications that you can see here, like one new notification that there's been recent activity. So I know to go into a project and say, hey, someone dropped a comment, or maybe someone created a new to-do, maybe there's a new bug, etc. So I'll hop into a project now. You guys will be able to see that. This will be the general activity. Sorry, this one is maybe more populated. Yeah. So this is the general activity of this project. So you'll see the most recently, like I created a new to-do, company info, and everything that's been going on over the past, all the way down to whenever. So usually I'll hop into the to-do view, and then this is the same principle as kind of a Kanban board. So you'll have generally, for example, in the case of taking a web project, which is door-to-door in this case, ideas. So customers, you know, clients saying, hey, I thought of something, for example, okay, you know, can we add embedded videos to the homepage, right? They have a question. I can go into that question and then answer comments directly. So, you know, for example, yes, sure, we can. And then, for example, if the customer was Sarah, I would tag her just to make sure she gets the notification. It's very important to tag someone like that. They'll it'll come to the top of their activity feed saying, hey, someone tagged you in a comment. Also worth noting, in that case, you have a section here for your settings. Sorry, I'm just going to move this over. So sometimes you'll be able to get notifications through email or not. So sometimes, if I click all of these, I'm going to be constantly getting emails all day. So sometimes I only want, okay, new comments in project you follow, comments that you are mentioned in. These are important things that you want to see every day because they need to be brought to your attention, right? But sometimes, I'll disable some of these so I don't get spammed in my email or vice versa. You can also get them on mobile or desktop. Okay, so returning to the project here. So yeah, it's kind of ideas column. So obviously these are all customizable. If there's no need for questions from clients, I'll just delete this whole list, for example, right? And if I need to add new to-do columns, that's very easily done here. Unsure, incomplete, for example, I can add that here and just simply drag it to any order I want, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that for now. Simple as that. Kind of a bit about, for taking the example again of a web project, this is kind of the base template that we use for project management. So going again to ideas and questions, we'll have the backlog long-term, we'll have the backlog short-term, whatever is in progress. And then once it's in progress and completed, for example, I'll move it over to under review so the client knows to review it. And then once they've reviewed it, they can say, for example, I'm the client, I'm saying, okay, this looks good to me. All right, little thumbs up or a little smiley. There we go. And then, okay, it's under review. It said it's good. There's no feedback that needs to be applied, and it moves to the done phase. Also very nice to do, which is taking this example. If I want to mark something as complete once it is done, I simply click there. And by automation, you'll see here, Bluebot automation, move the to-do from applying feedback to done. So once I've marked this complete, it'll automatically go to the done category. That is achieved by using automations. So it's this icon right here. And in automations, you can set certain things. When you move an item to done, mark it as complete. So this is automatically done for you guys, and you can create your own custom automations, right? So for example, someone is assigned a to-do, then that will go into a certain category, for example, and then select an action. There's all kinds of functionalities you can do there to automate and simplify your everyday work, yeah. A bit about Mäd. So in our case, our approaches to a lot of development digital products, what we do is we develop in batches. So just to give you guys an example, for example, if I'm doing a website, we'll have, let's say, a large website will have 3 batches. We can say in batch 1, we'll be doing the home page, we'll be doing the about page and the contact page. In batch 2, we'll be doing the features and talking about the products and adding images. And in batch 3, we'll be doing a sanity go live checklist. We will be doing all the footer, and we will be doing, other pages about the company, for example. So as we go into, let's say user stories batch 2, we'll do the design of batch 1 and the development, the design of batch 2. So for example, let's say this would be design. So this is a website, and I can add a tag to it saying, okay, well, this is design UX, right? And we'll make that orange, create, and this is a design UX. And let's say batch 2 development. Yeah. So what we do is we'll have the batch 2 design in progress. And then once the customer has reviewed and approved that, we'll be able to kick off development of batch 2. So this allows us to lockstep and do design of a first batch and then send it over to the development team and have them work on that. And then batch 3 will begin design like that. We don't waste time waiting for the entire design to be approved by the client, and we're able to begin development on a much quicker pace to complete the project, right? Any questions about this up to now? I don't think so. Hold on. Okay. Cool. Other great things about Blue in terms of not only, just moving the tasks over side to side, is allowing project management with timelines. So for example, batch 3 development has a due date. I am working on it right now, and we think we're going to complete by, it'll take between the today and we will be done on the 20th of May, for example. So I'll set the start date, the end date, set date, and you'll see it here. This will be done by my favorite developer, who's Garfield the cat. We'll assign it to him. So once that's assigned to him, he knows that, okay, I have a deadline for batch 3 development from May 5th to May 20th. That's May 20th needs to be done. And in the development, I need to secure the domain, set up hosting. So I create to-do lists for him here, map out design, and then I can say, okay, final responsiveness check, for example. Or, check for tablet, Android, and iOS, right? And in case, let's say that's a developer who's on web, but this responsiveness check will be done by my mobile team, I can then assign this specific to-do, this to-do checklist item to Sarah, who's my mobile developer, for example. And then, I add her there. And I added myself, so you can have multiple assignees even. You can set even due dates for certain checklist items. So this is a bit more granular. This allows everyone to, be on the same thing. And then once, my developer's done this, my developer's done this, okay? So we're aware of what's going on and what needs to be completed, right? Mm-hmm. You can add multiple checklists as well.
Yeah, so just a little add on to that. So once you've been assigned to a checklist, you can actually view it under My To-Do section. And then you'll be able to see in the My Checklist item there. Yeah, so you'll be able to see, just quickly come in and check if there's any checklist items that you need to get through to complete that project or to complete that to-do. So there's always a reminders there for you as well.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. You're able to sync calendars also from other calendars you have, Outlook and Google Cal as well. Just coming back to the example I was taking. So if I set multiple due dates, for example, I have my batch 3 due date. Let's make a mock due date for batch 2 development, for example, here. So I'll set that. I'll pretend to assign it to myself. There we go. And just click out. And so the good thing I wanted to show you guys was, okay, I have multiple due dates assigned. It's nice to have them here, but I would like to view all my to-dos and kind of see a more broad view of the roadmap of what's going on for this week or even this month. So I can then switch to a calendar view. Oops, sorry, calendar view. And you will see all the tasks that I have under my name are all assigned here. So you can see, okay, so my development needs to start here and ends here. And the more tasks you have, obviously, the more calendar dates you will have. And that's also very customizable in terms of tags. For example, I only want to see the development projects. I can just select the tags and say, okay, what was done in terms of development, right? There you go. So that's really, really practical for project management for clients as well. They're able to have more visibility. They don't have to follow up with you regularly. If you're updating your Blue properly, they will not be, always hounding you for, okay, what's going on with this, what's going on with that. Everything is very, very clear for them here. So that's very practical. Also, a few more filters we have here. You can see only the completed items or hide completed. You're able to search your to-do. So sometimes, I have projects that have, 300 to 400 to-dos. So it gets kind of cramped. So I'm able to just search, for example, I want to look at web. And then it'll only pop up items with the web keyword in the title of the to-do. Great. You can also search by things like in your to-do list. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to clear my filter. And if I want tags of only things that are involved with, for example, content. So depending on, my copywriter needs to come in and wants to check her to-dos or his to-dos. She wants to look at only the content items. She's able to filter those out as well, right? You can have multiple filters going on at the same time. So very practical as well for that. So we went through the board, project management, a bit of automation as well. A bit now about how we work at Mäd. We like to keep our clients up to date. So that's what Sarah kind of briefly showed you is the updates, right? So how are you feeling, Jonathan? This is kind of our basic, all right, I'm stuck, for example, all right? So hi at Sarah, and then make sure to tag her so she knows I'm stuck. I'm currently having issues resolving the server connection. Can we schedule a call? Right, and I'll post that up. And then Sarah will be there and she's able to click there and respond directly to that comment, right? You can post a comment right there on it and always tag the person you're involved with. The other tool we use is discussions. So this is kind of like, instead of creating an ideas to do, we'll have just general discussions. So, you know, what's on your mind in the sense that, you know, let's get a discussion rolling in terms of, oh, we haven't thought of this, how should we approach that? And then I'm just gonna write an example. And then if I post that up as well, you'll see just how it looks, and then people can directly comment into that discussion. So it keeps the thread pretty simple and it allows a bit of more free text, free flow ideas to happen. Files over here so in to-dos, sorry, I'm just gonna go back. If I were to, for example, web app development batch 3, they wanna put requirements or Excel files or PDFs, just simply adding anything here. So for example, I'm just gonna pick, an Excel file I have on tab. This will upload to Blue. So you guys have unlimited storage with Blue. There is no tiers, unlimited users as well. So that file will go there into this to do, but all general files will always be in here. So this is your library basically per project of every file. So you always have a trace of it and you can preview them or you can also download them to your hard drive. Moving on to forms. So forms is quite interesting as well. You can create your own forms. There's many use cases for this. I think one that's interesting, for example, we also use Blue as our CRM to manage clients, and either we're doing scopes of works for them, or we're sending out proposals, or we're in the phase of discussions. So some of the forms we use also, it can be used for the CRM. For example, on your website, you can upload a link to a form, and then a customer can, for example, you'll have a description, and you can create your own fields as well. So basically a customer can, a potential prospect could open the form, say, hi, I'm XYZ company, I'm looking for web development services, and then he will submit the form, and that form can be automated to go directly into a project. For example, you call, CRM, and then I'll skip that. So it'll go into project CRM, and it'll go automatically into like prospect, for example. And then you'll see, okay, the form is uploaded already instantly. So like that, you can just manage all your new clients directly. So it's nice to have these web forms linked with Blue. Blue is always looking to do, new integrations and finding ways to automate things and simplify everybody's life on a day-to-day. Cool. Please don't hesitate if you have any questions. I think now it might be worth talking a bit about the onboarding of a client. So for example, I'm going to create a new project using the case. So I've just signed a new client. Not very creative. I will just call a new client. So I'll create that. And once you create a project, they'll ask you, okay, the first step would be to invite people to the project. If you're not sure who your clients are yet, who their clients' emails are yet, that's fine. You can skip that. If not, you want to invite all the stakeholders involved. So you can have the choice of adding client, adding a member. So this would be someone from your team. This would be the client. And then maybe there's some restricted permissions you want, because sometimes projects could have multiple people, up to 50 to 100 people, and not everyone will have necessarily a say in what goes on. So maybe they only comment only, or even, the CEO is not necessarily going to get hands-on, but he wants to view what's going on. So he might be view only. So for example, I want to add a client. So I will add Garfield and Sarah, and we add them there, and this will go to their email inbox, and they will be asked to join Blue. They'll simply click a link and they can view it through their browser, or they'll have the option also to download the software itself. So once I've added people into a project, a new client, so that's under people up top here. Sorry, I'm just going to move that. That's under people up top here. And then we get started, adding tasks to the to-do. You have templates for types of projects. So I kind of skipped that part. I will just show you guys briefly. So if I want to start a new project, you can choose a template. And for templates, it can be accounting, it can be event management. And so we've created kind of these base templates for multiple use cases and multiple types of businesses. For example, goal tracking, let's say. So we're looking at goal tracking. This can be an internal tool as well, right? So we give you kind of a breakdown of how to use this, yearly goals, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Let's use that template. And let's say this is my internal tracking tool. Internal tracking, let's call it, okay? So go ahead, create that. We'll skip inviting people. And then it's already populated for you guys. And then obviously you can customize each of these. So yeah, Blue is really versatile in the sense that, it's not only for your clients, but it's also for you internally. At Mäd, we use Blue to manage our clients, of course, but also, we manage our finances with it. All our partners have a specific Blue project where we throw ideas together and we discuss, and, like that, everything is tracked and we can keep track of everything, and we can set due dates and make sure, we are meeting our goals, etc. So yeah, that's a brief tour of Blue. I don't know if I missed anything else. I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah, I think you covered pretty much everything
Cool.
from Blue. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for listening in, guys. If you have any questions about Blue or any questions about Mäd, please do not hesitate to drop them in the chat, send us an email. It was really nice being here hosting this webinar for the first time.
Thank you for joining the webinars as
My
well.
pleasure. So there'll be a Q&A after. So if you have any questions about Mäd, Sarah and I are here, and I'll pass it over to Sarah, who can take over for the rest now. Nice meeting everyone.
Okay. Thank you so much, John, for joining in this week's webinars. Okay, hold on. Let me quickly share my screen. So yeah, thank you everyone also for joining in this week's webinar. It's not the end yet. We do have the Q&A sections coming up. So I just want to say thank you to John for joining in and also explaining really well about how Blue works, and then also how the Mäd team uses Blue. So yeah, so again, Blue was built because of how we want to create a very, very simple project management for everyone, not just for our clients, but also for like our internal team as well. So yeah, thank you again for your collaborations and for hosting these webinars with me. So I do have a few more features that I actually want to share with you today. Hold on, so let me just quickly share my screen. Sorry, I have a lot going on here. Do this turn off? Okay. Okay, so once you join onto Blue, as you can see, again, we do have companies and then project. So just a little bit more on like the features. We do have custom fields, and with custom field, you can also filter it out by advanced filter. So this is actually very helpful for those who are in agency. You can quickly filter everything out and just see your client's email. So definitely for like CRM. So as you can see, this is advanced filtered for email. So let's say this one is just like maybe Blue. In case you don't remember the whole email, you can just say Blue as well. And this way you'll be able to filter everything out and from the custom field. And also one of the features that's currently in beta right now. So we do have to do link or like, so let me just quickly click on here and then let that go. So you'll be able to create checklist link as well. So if you work a lot with like clients and you want to do references for them, you can also leave a link in the checklist items for them to check it out as well. Yeah, and then also with the database view, this is one of the features that I do use the most. This is very, very new, which is why some people don't really use it yet, or it's still, it is currently under beta, but we've been pushing this to production and just testing it out and see if there's any bugs, if there's any issue. But with database view, you can see everything right on the to-do. You can assign different team members right on here. You can add email and also checkbox and links as well. And then also files, you can also see those in the database view as well. And then you can easily switch between companies if you run multiple companies. Like currently I'm in between a lot of companies because I am customer success. So I do check in a lot with our customers to do. And as you can see here from what John showed earlier, where he mentioned me, I can actually see the ad mentioned here. And from here, I can just quickly go in and see that to do. So that is very handy, especially for you and your clients, so that you don't miss any communications, or it's just a full transparency between everyone else as well. So with the recent mention and notification is very important, I personally find. And also you can have this on your email as well. So earlier I do receive email notifications from all of these mentions. And then again, on my to-do, I can just quickly come in here and just check and see if there's any to-do was assigned to me. So please feel free to leave in the chat box if you have any questions. We're more than happy to help. Okay, there's a few questions. Hold on, if in the project.
Yeah, Sarah, a few people have some questions. I just wanted you maybe to share the link. Blue is always open to new features and open to listening to what clients are looking for. So we do have a link that you can communicate to Blue features you'd like to see. So that's our support page. And there's a forum where clients share, I'd like to have this, askblue.io. Ask.blue.io. And I know Blue Team pay close attention to that. So we always are on the lookout to better our software and create new features for you guys.
Okay. Thank you for answering the question. Okay. Yeah. So unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have direct automations yet, but we do have Public Connect, which is one of our webinars from last week. So let me just quickly show you that project. So as you can see here, this project, or this one, let's just use this one. So within this project, as you can see, this is the new conversations, which is the email that I received from the tool that we use, that we're using. So if you're using like MailChimp or Help Scout, so this is all of the tasks that's been created from the email as well. So if you would like to check out that webinars, you can just go to our YouTube channel and just click Blue Teamwork, and you'll be able to find the how to use Blue with Public Connect. And from there, there's a lot of information on how you can do the integrations yourself as well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to just email us at help@blue.io right here. Yeah, and we also have as well forms to submit any features requests if you would like. So we just also quickly share that. So Blue feature requests. So as you can see, this is the form that we filled for that. And let me just quickly click copy the link and then paste it here in the chat box for everyone. Yeah, so please let me know if you have any other question. Very happy to help regarding Blue or regarding Mäd, the agency. Anything, please leave in the comment sections below. If there's any features that you would like me to show, please feel free to let me know as well. As we also coming to almost the end of this webinar, we do have a couple more minutes left. Today, please let me know in the chats if you have any other questions or concern. And also thank you again, John, for joining in. It's been really helpful, especially for myself as well, learning from your perspective. So thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. For Raphael, had a question about automation. I shared you the link. Okay, you saw it. Great. Mr. Saching Zoting also was asking about calendars display on mobile. So calendar display on mobile is currently being developed. I know Blue Team are working on it right now. So that's a very important feature we're trying to get. So obviously having Blue downloaded as an app on your phone is really practical. I use it all the time. And yeah, calendar view is something also that I personally requested. So I know that's currently being worked on. So hopefully we'll have that very soon for you.
Yeah, so more on that, actually you can use the Blue browser, although it's not ideal, which I understand, but on the PWA versions, where you can actually install the Blue app as like a browsers on your phone as well. From there, you can actually use the calendar view from your phone, but it's just not directly from the native app. But you can definitely do that with the PWA, which I'll actually share quickly the link to how to install that. Hold on. Okay, let's use this link. Install Blue PWA. Yeah, okay. So let's just quickly, oops, sorry. Chat. So this is what I would recommend for at the moment, since our mobile team is still working on the calendar view for mobile. So I would recommend to just install the PWA or use the Blue browsers on your phone, which you'll get the same feel of the current web app as well. Okay, so we actually have about 5 minutes left in this webinar. So please let me know if you have any questions. We're very happy to answer any Blue questions as well, agency questions. If you have any feedback or any features, we're very happy to receive any feedback as well. And always you can reach us at help@blue.io or use the help icon on the Blue page. Thank you, John, again for joining us today.